and there's a Ethers.js, docs.ethers.io is the website. So here you can read more detail about it. As let's move forward, and now let's run the script. Copy this command npx hardhat run script slash by dash copy.js in the command line. Now let's run it. It's compiled one solidity files, and here it is. So that's the address of our smart contract, and these are the three addresses that have sent us coffee. Address 0 balance 9999, address 1 balance is, and then address 0 balance is this, and after buying the coffee and after withdrawing the tips. So at the start the balance of these have uh, address 0 balance means, let's see which address is this. This is the owner address. Okay, owner address is this. Now second address, tipper address is this, and third one is the smart contract address is. At the start these are the balance. After buying the coffee, the address of our tipper is decreases, and address and the balance of a smart contract is increased, and after withdraw the balance of owner of this smart contract increases, it is, and the balance of tipper remains same, whereas balance of smart contract is 0. So the balance which is in a smart contract is withdrawn by the owner of the smart contract. So let's move on. Yes, we have seen this. I have the contract deploy. Note that 0 address and ether. This is the because it started with 10k ether and also done. So basically, uh, whenever we deploy the smart contract, we have to pay a certain amount, certain fees. So deploying a smart contract is not free. So that's why we are testing it on test environments, and then we deploy it on a main network, because it costs us money also, it costs us money, and also we can't change a smart contract when it's deployed. Once we get the address of that smart contract after deployment, then we cannot change the logic of that smart contract. So that's why we need to set up everything on the local, then we need to deploy it in on a local blockchain, as we are doing it using Hardhat. Then we will going to deploy it on the test network to check it further. Then everything is fine, then we will going to deploy it on mainnet. So that should be the process whenever we create a smart contract. So let's move on. So that's why the balance of the zero balance, the address zero balance is 9999 because the original balance was this one. It's just decreases uh, of it decreases because this address used to deploy the smart contract. Now let's move on. Okay. Are we having a fun yet? Can you imagine the tips you are about to earn? I can. Now let's implement an isolated deploy script to keep a real deployment simple and also get ready to deploy to the Goerli test network. Okay. Now we will going to deploy it on Goerli test network. Deploy your Buy Me Coffee smart into Ethereum Goerli test network using Alchemy and MetaMask. Let's create a new file, a script deploy.js that will be super simple just for deploying contract to any network we choose. Later we'll choose Goerli later if you haven't noticed. So it will first look like this. Okay, just copy it and open this file. Now let's just paste it. So here it is. There's a script for deploying the smart contract. Now with the deploy your script, you can save it if you run the following command. Okay, now let's run this command of deploying the smart contract. Didn't copy it. Let's copy it and now let's paste it here. Okay, so it's deployed it and that's the address of that smart contract. What interesting is that you run it over and over again, you'll see the same exact deploy address every time. Okay, let's see. Yes, so let's see why is it. Why is that? That's because you run the script the default network that the Hardhat tool use is a local deployment network. Right now you are or right on your computer. It's fast and deterministic and great for some quick sanity checking. Excuse me. However, in order to actually deploy to a test network that is running over the internet with the nodes all around the world, we need to change our hardhat config file to give ourselves the option. This is where hardhat config dot hardhat.config.json file comes. Configuration are hard. Keep your secret safe. These are all kinds of little details that can go wrong and things change all the time. The most dangerous thing is the secret values, for example, your MetaMask private key and your Alchemy URL. If something isn't working for you, check Ethereum, Stack Exchange, Alchemy Discord, Google your errors. Sorry, I have clicked it. There it is. Okay. And don't ever share your secrets, your keys, your coins. Okay, I'll show you the secrets that should be that should not be shared with anyone, because if someone get your secret key of your MetaMask account, then they can just hack it or just access your account. When you open your hardhat config file, you will see the sample code. Delete and paste this version. Okay, let's copy it and open this file and just paste it here. Okay, so couple of things going on here. By importing Hardhat editor, Hardhat waffle and .env at the top of the configuration file, our entire Hardhat projects have access to those dependencies. Here it is. So I know we haven't introduced .env yet. There is an important tool. We will talk about that in a bit. Process.env.goerli URL, release.env.private are how we can access environment variable to use in our config file, not exposing the secret values. So here are these will be fetched from .env file that we'll see in just a minute. So inside the module or export, we are using Solidity version compiler. Different compiler versions support different features and syntax, so it's important to match this version with the pragma declaration at the top of the PyCopy contract. So let's see. We are using that version, and what it says. Here it is. 0.8.0 means it can support up till the latest version, which is 0.8.17. This symbol means that this will going to support all the version, so it will also going to support 0.8.4 if we are going to compile it in that version. So let's move on. If you go back to the file, you can cross check the statement of validity. In this case, even though the number don't match exactly, that's okay, because the caret symbol means that any version that's greater than or equal to 0.8.0 will work. Also, the modular export, we define network setting that contains one test network configuration for Goerli. Here it is. We define the Goerli network here. If we have other networks, then we can just copy it and paste it like that. Okay, now before we can do our deployment, we need to make sure we get one last tool installed, that .env module, and as name implies .env helps us connect .env file to the rest of our project. Let's set it up. Now let's install .env. And .env. Now .env is installed. Now what we have to do is to create a .env file here inside the buy me a coffee that contract folder.